Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, I'm going to show you the 3 stages of intermittent fasting. Yes, there are 3 stages. It's not as simple as just intermittent fasting. There's actually a progression you can follow that will amplify your fasting results. So if you are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. Hopefully you found this by a recommendation of someone else and you know that I am a woman on a fasting mission to get 1 million people fasting. So hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and dive in. I got so many tools for you on fasting here on this channel, and I hope you find them all. And those of you that share my videos out, you leave comments, you're on my mission, so grateful for you. Ready? Excited for this one. Okay, it's time for another fat burner reset. And if you've never joined us in a fat burner reset, this is where I take 15 days and I walk my community through the process of using fasting and food, yes, there's food, to become an ultimate fat burner. So if you want to join us in that experience, there's 2 things you can do. One, you can go to my website and you can go up to the Reset Academy, hit the Reset Academy and sign up there. Or you could just put Fat Burner Reset in the comments and my team will share the link with you. Come join me. I love our resets and I'm excited to show you how to become the ultimate fat burner. 3 phases. So check this out. One of the things that I've noticed around fasting is we sort of have, and I actually, it's not really even phase 1, stage 1. There's like a pre-stage, and the pre-stage looks like this. Fasting looks really interesting. I'm thinking maybe I should try fasting. How many of you have done that, where you sort of watch from afar? You maybe gather all the information, and then you decide you're gonna dive in. So once you decide you're gonna dive into intermittent fasting, you're now in stage 1, whether you know it or not. And stage 1 basically looks like this. You've gone from looking at your day in a 24-hour period and eating just when you wake up and then before you go to sleep and just eating randomly. Now what you're doing is you're actually intentionally compressing your eating window and you're leaving a longer time for fasting. Remember that 8 hours after you put food in your mouth, on average, you're gonna switch from sugar burner into fat burner. So as we compress our eating window, it's at 8 hours that we start to move in to this fat burning place. Now, for some of you, that might happen at 9 hours. Not normally, but some people it does. Some of you, it may take more like 15 hours before you're officially in the fat burning stage. So the first stage here is we're compressing our eating window, elongating time for fasting. Ultimately, if you're new to fasting, I want you thinking 13 hours. But at the 8-hour mark is when your body's gonna start to make that switch over. Okay, second part of this phase is that I highly recommend, I wanna say absolutely, but I know you guys all won't do absolutely that the way I'd like to see it, but I'm in it to win it for your health, and I wanna encourage you to do the 3 must food changes. Like, these are the musts, and here are the worst foods you can eat, and they're worse for your health. They'll make fasting really difficult. It's basically your harmful oils, your canola oils, your cottonseed oils, your corn oils, all those inflammatory oils. All the refined carbohydrates, the breads, the pastas, the cakes, the cookies, the desserts, and any toxic ingredient, artificial coloring, your red dyes, your NutraSweets, those are all artificial ingredients into foods, and they make fasting really hard. So in stage 1, what you're doing is you're compressing your eating window, leaving longer time for fasting, and you are avoiding the 3 must avoid food changes. Okay, what would you expect in stage 1? If you do what I just said, you should start to feel a loss of hunger. Now, not right away. You might notice in the beginning like, oh, I'm a little more hungry. That happens a lot. Put it in the comments if that's happened to you. But if you do this every single day, yes, this is every single day, and you start to train your body, what will happen is within usually 3 to 5 days, your hunger will go away if you do these techniques. Okay, the second thing in stage 1 you might see is better mental clarity. You might start to notice, I think I'm thinking a little bit clearer. I'm not umming, I'm not searching for words. It may not be dramatic, it might be subtle in this stage, but you would start to see that the brain's working a little bit better. And then the third part of the symptom change is that you should start to see that your energy crashes go away. So you might notice that instead of totally plummeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with your energy, you might actually kind of get to 4 before you crash. Or you might notice I'm not like reaching for that third cup of coffee at 3 in the afternoon. So again, the changes are subtle, but you should, if you're paying attention, you should start to notice something. Okay, once you have mastered this, and I would say usually this takes about a week to 2 weeks. So once you have been in this phase and you're feeling more comfortable with this intermittent fasting lifestyle, now we are gonna go to stage 2. Now stage 2, this to me is like full-on intermittent fasting. So this is 13 to 15 hours of fasting. That's your first fasting ledge. And following what I recommend is ketobiotic eating. What is ketobiotic? This is where you're tracking your macros. I like the app Carb Manager, so you can download Carb Manager, and you track your food. And this phase, tracking food is really important. So you're going 50 grams net carbs, 50 grams of protein, and you want over 60% of your food to come from good fat. And you want to track that and see where you're at. So you're taking the 3 must changes, food changes, and you're now actually putting an intentional program into using these ketobiotic macros that I just gave you. Okay, if you do this, when you've got yourself there, you should start to see some weight loss. Awesome. You should have limitless energy. Awesome. So this isn't, limitless energy isn't like the 3 o'clock crash is subtle. It's like 7 o'clock at night and you're like more energized than you were at 7 in the morning. That's to me what limitless energy should feel like. And at this phase, you should get a little keto calm. Keto calm to me means as you're sort of switching over into fat burning and your body is making ketones, you're actually feeling a little calmer. It's because you upregulate. Ketones help you make GABA, which is the neurotransmitter that calms you. So in this phase, you might be a little like feeling a little lost and you're trying to figure it all out. By this phase, you're like, hey, I get why everybody loves fasting. This makes sense. This to me is traditional intermittent fasting. Okay, what do you do once you're there? Because a lot of you guys are there. So what do you do then? Okay, I'm gonna come to the other side here. We're gonna go to stage 3. Stage 3, this is my jam. This is what I preach and what I love and what I write books about. So here's how stage 3 looks like. This is where you go, there's something a little bit beyond intermittent fasting. There's actually 6 different lengths fasts, and I've done a lot of videos on those. It's anywhere from 13 hours to 72 hours. My team, I'm sure, will put some links to those videos in the notes so you can go find those. You're also starting to build yourself what I call a fasting lifestyle. So a fasting lifestyle means you're gonna vary your fasts, you're gonna vary your food, and you're gonna do it in a community, which is why we do Fast Training Week, is we love to pull our online community together and fast together. I've done videos on that too. And the last thing on this one, women, this is where by the time you get here, you are ready to start to map your fasting and your food to your menstrual cycle. Or postmenopausal women, you're ready to start doing some variation with your fasting so that you're making sure you're addressing all 3 hormones, estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. I've come up with something called the fasting cycle. It is gonna go in my new book called Fast Like a Girl. We are teaching it in my academy, so if you wanna learn how to time your fast with your menstrual cycle or if you're postmenopausal with your hormones, we're teaching that right now in my academy. Just put Reset Academy in your comments and my team will send you a link. Okay, by the time you get to stage 3, I can't emphasize this enough. By the time you get to stage 3, you should be losing weight. You should be balancing hormones. Your moods should be going up. Your chronic conditions should feel like they're like falling away from you, and you should start to see blood work change. In fact, those of you that have been in this stage, put in the notes, put in the comments, let me know. Are you seeing changes in blood work? Because I see that in the comments often. But here's why these 3 stages are so important, is when you come to fasting, you want this result, but you gotta start here. And when you start here and you don't get this result, there's this tendency to be like, oh, fasting doesn't work for me. Fasting works for everyone, I promise you. So just follow the progression, make sure you've done stage 1, you're going to stage 2, and you're in stage 3, and you're mastering fasting in stage 3. So as always, I really hope that helps. And as if you want to learn how to do stage 3, come join me in my academy. I know it gets a little more complicated there. That's why I have that membership group set up, so I can teach you how to do this for you. So just put academy in the notes, and that's where you can find all the information on the academy. And here's what I need from you guys. I want to know what stage you're in. Put it in, and I'm watching on this one, so put it in the comments. Which one of these stages are you in? And as always, I hope that helps. If you resonate with this, send it out into the world so we can start this fasting movement and heal the planet. Hope that helps.